Greetings again all. I trust you're still enjoying being masked up. Some of my viewers I know detest the new mask laws, but on the other side, the IRA can wander around in public again without being harassed by the police force. Anyway, today I want to start a new series which I think will be a big hit, and it is highlighting Fluhan-based female oppression, which I think is woefully undercovered by the mainstream media. I think the following article is a good starting point to ensure these poor oppressed females get the voice they so desperately need. Congested calendar leaves no room for players getting pregnant, says Chelsea and Australia's Sam Kerr. If that headline does not shock you, you are a monster. Chelsea striker Sam Kerr has said the congested international football calendar caused by the Fluhan crisis has hampered her international teammates' prospects of planning a pregnancy. Yes, Fluhan is not just racist, it is getting into the quagmire of controlling women's bodies. Kerr, the Australian captain, would have been eyeing a lengthy break in the middle of next year. But with the Tokyo Olympics now pushed back until 2021, many of the world's top female footballers could find themselves playing in a major tournament every year until 2024. The horror. Last month, the 2021 Women's Euros were postponed until July 2022 to avoid a clash with the rescheduled Men's 2020 Euros, which have been pushed back until next year. OMG. You mean a woman has to actually work for her success? How dare the footballing bodies allow this? Kerr and her Matilda's teammates are due to feature in the Women's Asian Cup in 2022, before the next Women's World Cup rolls around in 2023, followed by the Paris Olympics in 2024. This has put a real spanner in the works. I thought the problem was you were being restricted from putting a real spanner in the works. Kerr told Fox Sports TV from her London home in lockdown, "I do not know when I'll be able to come home. I do not know when I'll get off next year. I do not know when I'll get my next off year. Next year's Olympics, then Asian Cup, then World Cup, then Olympics again. So the next off year for the Matildas is 5 years away now, when it was only 1 year. There is no room for injury now, which is stressful. There is no room for time off. There is no room for girls in our team getting pregnant now, because that's a thing in women's football." Who would have thought? Kerr stated that she is going to distribute chastity belts to her team so that they obey her dictates. This has greatly reduced team morale, as there is nothing they enjoy more than scoring. Kerry scored on Australia's 2-1 victory over Vietnam, which saw the Matildas qualify for the Tokyo Olympics in a match played behind closed doors in Cam Pha in mid-March. I'm trying not to think too far ahead, because I kind of had my whole life planned out for the next year, added Kerry. Remember, she had that lengthy break she was eyeing? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I know people will say, you don't have a major tournament this year, but it's not a break because we're in this isolation and lockdown. Wait. You don't have a major tournament this year, and you are currently, or were, on isolation and lockdown. I think I see an obvious solution to this problem you are whinging on about. Unless you currently do not have a man. I do not know. I have done zero research on this person. But I have also seen zero mention of a male in this article. Those are kind of important for pregnancy. Kerr became one of the Women's Super League's biggest imports when she completed her switch to Chelsea from the Chicago Red Stars in January, but has admitted to feeling out of her comfort zone since arriving at Emma Hayes' side. Chelsea sits 1 point adrift of Manchester City in the Women's Soccer League, which was suspended on March 13th in light of the pandemic. While the Football Association are yet to make a formal decision on how to recommence the women's top flight, Telegraph Sport understands finishing the league and the Women's Championship remains the FA's preferred scenario. I'm not sure what to say to Miss Kerr, except, welcome to the same problem everybody else is facing. I do not know one person out there whose plans were not affected by Fluhan for at least the next 6 months. One point which was blatantly missing from this article was the question of her age or the ages of her potentially pregnant team members. If the aforementioned are in their early 20s, then a few years wait won't do them any harm, it's not an issue. If they are approaching their 40s, well, there's a case that it might be too late. Either way, to me, this story exemplifies one point. You made your own choices in your life. Live with them.